We've already talked about the attack approach, but today let's look at it from a different angle. What do we actually know from earlier episodes? And why is the penultimate step called the breaking step? Is it just a word, or is it truly a break with real stopping power? And what all takes part in it? The thighs, the glutes, the soft ankle, even the big toe? It's that one step that halts your forward run at just the right moment, and instead of sending you forward, redirects you upward.
In the familiar footage, we can clearly see that the penultimate step really does break the motion. When this break is missing, the player ends up stopping with the final step, and the jump leaks forward. We've seen this before, but now we add something more. This step must not be a turning step. The foot cannot land crooked, with the toe pointing outward like here. The right foot plant must hold the line of the approach firmly. This is correct.
When the ankle has good range, the knee can easily move past the toes, the heel stays on the ground, and the whole body sinks softly. When the range is limited, the penultimate step gets shortened. The break comes late and harsh, which worsens knee alignment and the takeoff itself. Once the center of gravity shifts forward, more work is taken up by the inside edge of the forefoot. And that's where the toe comes into play. It helps finish the braking action and locks the foot for the last step.
The big toe is a small magician. It tightens the arch, turns the foot into a lever, and at the end of braking locks it softly to the ground, firm but not stiff. It holds the line of the knee and pelvis, keeps the center of gravity from collapsing inward, and ensures the knee stays above the toes. Finally, it stops the forward motion and launches you upward into the last step. Limited ankle range is tied to poor landings and unwanted compensations in the thigh and knee. That's exactly why these drills have their rightful place in training.
And what about the toes? Along with the ankle, they play a key role. They share responsibility for directional control and braking at the end of the penultimate step. Toe flexor strength, especially the big toe, correlates with quick changes of direction. That's the skill of cutting the forward step in time and redirecting the body upward. And yes, it can be trained. Research even confirms that toe strength training improves not just direction changes, but also sprinting speed, jump height, and overall reactivity. In short, the big toe and toes are both brake and steering wheel, strengthen them. When the big toe fails, stability and explosiveness suffer. That's why it deserves proper care in training.
Legs are the main actors in today's episode, but it would be a mistake not to mention one more thing closely tied to the braking step. What is it? The arm swing. The rule shows clearly. The stronger the arm swing, the longer the braking step, and vice versa. Isn't it fascinating how arms drive legs and legs drive arms? That's why we experiment in training. For example, we train the arm swing with small dumbbells. Other times, the boys throw tennis balls during the swing to check immediately if they fly forward. Proof the swing was strong enough. You know our philosophy. The drill itself should correct the player, not the coach's words. We even incorporate the arm swing into drills that have a different primary goal. And as you see, even the current European champions from Poland take arm mechanics very seriously.
Back again to breaking in the attack approach. We finished with the foot and toes. Now let's continue. Looking at braking effect in other drills. We call this eccentric work, the kind that takes place in braking movements, as opposed to concentric work, hidden in an explosive jump.
Developing eccentric strength, the most important for braking, relies heavily on drop jumps and stabilization drills. The same effect comes from exercises with sudden stops, whether in a simple sprint or directly in an attack approach.
Now on to drills that build the muscle groups essential for a strong approach. We're talking mainly about thighs and glutes. And what is strength? Simply the ability to overcome resistance, gravity, bands, or weights. We just scale the load according to the athlete's age. We jump for height and distance. With kids, we mainly work with body weight or bands, as mentioned. Older players need the barbell. We won't go deep into strength training specifics here. We just want to show that the attack approach is not only a question of biomechanics. The athlete's body must also be prepared in terms of strength and health.
And when we talk about strength and health, we mustn't forget flexibility. That includes especially the hamstrings. Stretching the back of the thighs should be part of every training. And of course, we also see it in warm-ups before matches, as we did at the recent World Championship. Or with our experienced guide, Georg Groser.
Today's episode was devoted to a single theme, the penultimate step of the attack approach and its conditioning connections. We could just as well dive into the last step, as this clip suggests. But we'll save that for another time. Hopefully, we showed that proper technique is not only biomechanics, but conditioning too.
And that's something we'll be reminding ourselves more often, just like today with the attack approach, when we look at other volleyball skills through the eyes of a strength and conditioning coach.